today I'm doing a demo ride on the GSX-R600, GSX-R600. Immediately my first impressions are, how do you turn on this bike? Because I didn't know you had to pull on both levers. The next thing, leaned over more than on my bike, so that's a thing. Here we go. Thanks for showing me your butt. Getting exhaust to the face right now. I knew that was going to happen. So I'm in third gear. First of all, this bike sounds amazing. God dang it, guys, I'm gonna have to buy one. Wow. Yeah, guys, this is my first time being on a SuperSport, so I'm gonna take a couple miles to get used to this bike. But geez, this is amazing. This is if you guys can remember your first time on a SuperSport, wow, so smooth. Shifting, wow, I like shifting on this bike. Now right away they went over the rules. They don't want us horse-assing around. This isn't going to be like my normal first time riding video, because we are in a demo ride. I am following a group leader. I am not wanting to show my ass and being banned from riding any of the other bikes. There's plenty of other bikes I want to try today. We're gonna keep it in second, so we're kind of in the power band here. I love this bike so much. The seating position is kind of weird until I lay on my gas tank. That's really comfortable. I don't know if I'm in full power mode. I didn't really get a chance to look over the bike too much. Stop ahead. God dang, I keep hitting this horn. Classic Payday. I feel really comfortable on this bike right away. Yeah, see, I just started to get into the power band there. Just started to get into it. It looked about to be 8-9 grand. So I'm thinking, wow, this bike's pretty fast. Then I hit that power band just for a split second. And I realized I'm on something I've never came close to riding before. I've really been hell-bent on getting a leader bike from my first SuperSport, but I think I just realized I don't need one. I'll be perfectly fine on a 600. Okay, they're getting some curves here. Wow, that's nice. This bike blows anything I've ever ridden out of the water. What's cool about this first ride is I don't have a bias. I'm not a Yamaha guy. I'm not a Kawasaki guy. I've heard people talk crap about Gixxers before. You know, there's a stereotype where you're just a douchebag if you're on a Gixxer. Man, I think that's bull crap. If you like this bike, get it, man. Wow, it feels really good. a leader bike the first time. I am trying to learn how to sit on this thing, you know, without putting all my weight on my wrist. A lot of guys complain about their wrist hurting, and you know, I can see why. But if you have the proper position and you're not putting all your weight on your wrist, you're not going to have that issue. Now, what I love most about the GSX-R so far compared to all the other bikes, when I get on this bike, my feet are planted. That feels really good. Really, really good. If you're a shorter guy, I see you wanting a GSX-R more than like an R6. Okay. Trying to blip the throttle. I don't even need to there. I do notice that when I'm in second and go to shift to third, I miss the shift. That's probably because I have big feet with these big boots on. Now I understand why everybody sits like that with one hand tucked behind their back. You're leaning forward, your lower back starts getting real tired. I'm riding at $6,000 and the vibrations aren't bothering me as much as I would expect it to. Now this bike does start to redline at $15,000. I imagine once I get around 9-10, that thing is gonna tickle me silly. Engine braking really isn't that bad. Isn't that hard, I should say. It's kind of nice. I don't get jerked over my seat when I do that. Second gear pull at $6,000. Very fast. Oh my god, leaning this bike is the coolest feeling when I've never been on a SuperSport before. Second gear pull. See, I feel like getting in that power band, and that's when I start to get the butterflies in my stomach, but then I have to shift. Because these guys made it clear that we're not gonna see what these bikes can do. What this demo ride is for is actually getting to do a little test ride on it. Duh. Wow. Maybe I should be more clear. If I buy the bike, then yeah, I could go see what this thing can do. They don't want me finding that out right now. They want me to get just a little better idea of the bike than if I just sat on it. Oh, killed it. Okay, I just killed this bike and it was really smooth. I killed it. That's the most gentle. Now maybe it's because I had the clutch in a little bit. Maybe that's why, because he killed it. He almost fell off the bike earlier. They want us to go on the speed limit, so I'm not going to go real fast to catch up like my instincts are telling me to. Is this really a stock exhaust? Because it sounds amazing. I can't imagine what this would sound like with just a slip-on, let alone a slip-on with a mid-pipe or even a full system exhaust. See, even low in the RPMs, this bike will take off. I really like that. But bear in mind, you're definitely not going to buy this bike for comfort. Being leaned over for an hour, I would definitely want to take a break. Now, it tells me my engine temperature. It's a cool day, and you know, we're just cruising. I'm not going hard on this bike, and it's sitting at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a little warmer than I would really expect. Typically, I would expect it to maybe sit at 180 right now in these conditions. I don't have a fuel gauge. I do have a fuel light, you know, if I'm low. I'm sorry, Lady Payday, now I have to buy a new bike. Honestly, I think my wife would be okay on this bike. She's used to a 600. I'm sorry, she's used to her Ninja 300. She's only put a few hundred miles on it. So I do want her to put another 1,000 or 2,000 miles on that bike before she steps up, but I would be totally comfortable with her riding this bike. It's not as forgiving, you know. It's gonna take off if you tighten that throttle a little too much, twist that throttle a little too much. You're gonna kill it, not being used to it, but she'd be able to touch the ground on this bike real nice. I mean, easily. Oh, she's got a stop sign. And these brakes are very good. I go to press down on I accidentally flip myself over the bike. Look guys, I know you're watching this and you're probably thinking, dude, I'm not learning a damn thing other than that you've never been on a SuperSport before. Well, this isn't much of a review as it is, this is my first time on a freaking SuperSport, man. So, I really wish I could get this thing to take off so you could hear me screaming like a little girl, because I guarantee this bike could make me scream like a girl. Oh yeah, she's powerful. She's already getting up to 220 degrees though. Love how this bike sounds, man. I don't know, I love how planted, you know, my feet are. Here we go. See, 0 to 60 is what? 3 seconds there? Without, you know, a great start. I'm in third gear on going 60 and going at 8 grand about. So now we're in 6th gear. This bike feels very comfortable on the highway. I love the tucking on this bike too. I can imagine putting a double bubble windscreen or a Puig windscreen on this and really getting that wind just shooting right over my head. The stock windshield doesn't do terrible though. She's very deliberate with her how she turns. It's actually kind of fun to watch. Okay. Wow, this is fun. Leaning on this bike. Oh my god, I've never felt this comfortable. Wow. Remember not to get target fixation.